A person I know recently passed away quickly and unexpectedly. And the question arose, what do we do about the dogs? Now, it's a fact of life that we all are going to die eventually. We don't want to think about it, but we have to. And most people have a will, making provision for what is going to happen to what they have. Their house, their car, their money, their family. These things need to be put in the will. But very few people actually stipulate what they want to happen to their animals. I personally have a provision in my will for someone, a person that I trust and know will do the right decision for me, is written into my will to decide what is going to happen. That person needs to decide, are the dogs too old? Are they able to be rehomed? And that decision I know will be the correct one for my animals. So when you're writing your will, I would urge people to put in such a person. Think about it and say, that person will make the decision of what to do with my dogs. I am in several people's wills, and they have asked me if I would be able to make the decision of what to do with their dogs. It's quite a responsibility, but I have said that I would do it. Unfortunately, lately, there have also been lots of postings on Facebook of this very thing. Dogs where the owners have suddenly passed away and now the animals are looking for a home. Sadly, they've landed up in a rescue center, a shelter, and these poor animals have landed there through no fault of their own because nothing was made in the will for what is going to happen. So when writing a will, think about it. Who will make a decision? What is going to happen to my dogs? Now, on the other hand, there have been people who have written in their will that if they die, their dogs have to be put to sleep. I know that several of those dogs, yes, were put to sleep, but in many cases we've had people fighting to actually get that ruling overturned because they don't want to put those dogs to sleep. They feel that there is a chance that those dogs would find a good home. I know everybody thinks that nobody can look after their dogs like they do, and that's why they say the dogs have to be put to sleep. But there might be somebody out there with the same breed or who knows your dogs and is willing to take on your dogs. So give them that chance, and that comes back to having a person who is going to make the decision for you. There has been a case where the ruling was overturned and those dogs did go to new homes and are doing very well and very happy. They didn't need to be put to sleep. So in that case, the owner was wrong. Good homes were found for their dogs. But who's to say that maybe a dog does need to be put to sleep? And that would come down to, is the dog very old? Does it have a lot of medical problems? Does it have issues? Then that dog shouldn't be rehomed. It's not fair to try and find a home for a dog like that when you know it is not going to fit into that home, or that new person cannot give it the attention that the previous owner did do for that dog. So now you have to make the decision of, yes, perhaps the kindest thing would be to put that dog to sleep. Much easier than finding a home and then things go wrong. So my ideal would be to say to everybody, you need to have in your will a section for your animals, who's going to look after them or who's going to make the decision of what happens to your dogs. Don't make a unilateral call that all my dogs are going to be put to sleep. I think you need to have a decision made. I have an old dogs and I have a young dog. I don't think it's fair to expect my young dog to be put to sleep if something happens to me. That decision needs to be made. Old dogs that have really had a good life and probably wouldn't fit in to a new home, then it would be the kind thing to do to put them to sleep. Not an easy topic to talk about, but I really do think that everybody should be looking at their wills and deciding what provisions you are going to make for your dogs in the event of something happening to you.